So our third critique starts out with some images of some clouds, kind of similar to what I demonstrated in the module. I think the really strong diagonals that are being formed in this image really give a sense of tension to the frame. I think in Photoshop, if we were to actually go in and do our adjustments in the levels here, again, we're going to see a histogram that has some open space on both the right and the left of the screen. So watch when I kind of pinch these in a little bit to meet the beginning of the mountain. Look how much more dramatic those clouds get in there. And I think that really begins to create a powerful and definitely tension-laden image. Our second image is an image of some trees in a forest. I'm not so sure that this image is quite as strong as the previous one. I think my eye is definitely going into the center of the frame here, but it's looking for something, and I think this image is lacking for something for our eye to land on in here. I'd love to see, a deer in the middle of the woods, or maybe, a couple walking into the woods, or just something for our eye to land on in the frame. Certainly it's a nice record of this scene, but again, I think I'd love to see a more interesting subject going on within this landscape. Something that our eye goes to that falls within this beautiful frame that has been created. Our trees and the branches overhanging have created a wonderful frame here. Now we need to put something in that frame. It's kind of almost like hanging a frame on your wall, but not putting anything in it. So we need some subject matter to go within the frame of this image. And then the final shot is the last shot of this really textural fence that has these hard spiky edges on the top of the fence. I think this is a really good example of, first of all, creating three-dimensional quality in a photograph, and then creating visual tension in an image. This pattern of the fence is being broken up by sort of these random different direction going spikes in here, and also the contrast of them, very dark and rich black up against this sort of green and full of life grassy knoll really emphasizes a really powerful tension-laden image. Of course, I'm always a person to go in and simplify our frame even more. I think these tree stumps or the bottom of whatever these images are, and this little patch of empty grass in here, I think we can eliminate those from our frame and still have a pretty powerful photograph. So I might go ahead and just zoom in on this image, something like this and something like this. And we'll just pull that down a little bit there and move our image up a little bit. And by zooming in here, sorry, let's do it through the crop tool. And just cropping in like that, like so. I think then we've got a pretty powerful image that doesn't have some of those distracting elements in the background. Last but not least, I might go into my image, adjustments, levels, and again, see how we have this wide gap in our histogram. I might just pull that over like that, pull that in a little bit like that, and I think our tension is even emphasized that much more.